My name is Keshwani. It's Keshwani. Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the official SAT study guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 463. Page 463, beginning of the fifth section in exam number 2. Today is our lesson number 21. Let's take a look at it. This section, as I reminded you in the exam number 1, is a different kind of section than the other two sections. There are 3 math sections, and this one is a peculiar one, because in the other 2 math sections, all the questions are multiple choice questions, and since they are all multiple choice questions, the scale of difficulty continues from 1 through the end of the section. Here we have 18 questions. Here we have 18 questions, but it does not mean that the first 6 are easy, the next middle 6 are medium, and last 6 are hard. It does not mean that, because it consists of 2 different types of questions. 1 through 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1 through 8 are multiple choice questions, simple multiple choice questions, and since there are only 8 of them, the first couple of them are easy, the next 2 or 3 are medium, and the last 3 or 4 are hard. 6, 7 and 8 are actually quite difficult. Then they go on to the gradient questions, which begins with question number 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, 17, and 18. That's how this section is laid out. In other words, question number 9 is just as easy as question number 1. On a scale of difficulty, question number 9 is actually number 1. On a scale of 1 through 10, it's the number 1. Again, on a scale of 1 through 8, this is number 1. Question number 8 is just as difficult as number 18. You have to keep that in mind. That will dictate how much time you put into it and how careful you are, because you don't want to go through question number 8 thinking that it's supposed to be a medium question and find for some trap answer. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get going. Question number 1, of course, is question number 1. 1 and 2 are very simple. They're very easy. They are level 1 problem. It says if 3x equals to 0, what's the value of x plus 1 plus x plus 0? 1 plus x squared. Well, if 3x equals to 0, that implies that x must be 0. If x is 0, then these 2 terms play no role on it, and it's just 1. Number 2. The diameter of circle A is 3 times the diameter of circle B. Alright, so diameter of circle A is 3 times the diameter of circle B. So that in return implies if the diameter is 3 times the diameter of other circle, that implies the radius of circle A must also be 3 times the radius of circle B. Let's see what they're asking. What is the ratio? What is the ratio of the radius of circle A to the radius of circle B? Well, the ratio is same as the diameter. The ratio of this diameter and the ratio of the circle is, of course, the same. So so if you want the ratio of radius A to radius B, divide both sides by radius B, and the ratio is 3 to 1. Is 3 to 1, same as before, because the ratio of the diameter is 3 to 1, the ratio of the circle is 3 to 1. That's it. The answer is E. Next page, number 3. Page 364. It says n is a set of numbers whose average is 3. Alright, so n is a set of numbers whose average is 3. Now, instead of dealing with an abstract term, instead of doing it in a theoretical way, make up some number, make up a small set of numbers. How about a small set of numbers where you know average is going to be 3? For example, how about 2, 3, 4? We know the average of 2, 3, 4 is 3 because they are evenly spaced, and therefore the average is the middle number. Or you can just do it out and say it's 3, it's just 9 divided by 3. Now let's make up another set. It says set M. M is the set that is generated by doubling each number in n. So let's do that. So set M is going to be generated by doubling each number in n. And the question simply is, what's the average of M? Average of M is 6. Average of M is 6. Again, it's the middle number because the numbers are evenly spaced. As long as the numbers are evenly spaced, the average is always the middle number. For example, if somebody were to ask you what's the average of 7, 14 and 21, you don't have to spend any time on it. As you can see, they're evenly spaced. 7 to 14 is the difference of 4, and 14 to 21 is the difference of 4. Therefore, the average is the middle number. What's the average of 3, 7, 11, 15 and 19? Well, immediately you should realize that they are evenly spaced. The difference is 4. 7 to 4, 3 to 7 is 4. Another 4, another 4, another 4. They are evenly spaced. Since they are evenly spaced, the average of these 5 numbers is 11. Is the middle number. So therefore here, the average is 4. What is the question asking? I'm sorry, the average is 6. I already had it boxed. The average is the middle number, which is 6. What are they asking? What's the average of the number in set M? Is 6. Question number 4. If P, R and T are digits in a positive 3-digit integer. Alright, so we have a 3-digit integer which is arranged in this way, P, R and T. For example, if you have 724, then P would represent the 100-digit, R would represent 10-digit, and T would represent the unit digit. What is the decimal equivalent of PRT? PRT times 10 raised to negative 2. Well, 10 raised to negative 2, we should realize, is same as 1 over 100. 1 over 100 is same as 10 raised to negative 2, which of course boils down to PRT divided by 100. And again, don't try to do it in an abstract way, just make up a number. The number is right there. Our number was 724 divided by 100. Where did 724 come from? Well, there's a technical answer for it. It fell from the sky. It just fell from the sky. We just made it up. Do you understand? We just make up 3-digit number, make sure that each digit is unique, it's different. Okay, there's no point in making up 333. That'll be silly. Damn silly. So, what happens when you divide 724 by 100? You end up with 7.24. 7.24. Your 7 is P, your R is 2, your 2 is R, point, and then finally T is 4. There you go. So in terms of symbols, that's what it will look like. It will look like P point RT. That's our answer, P point RT. And that will be answer choice C. Let's go to the next one, number 5. In number 5, they tell us that K plus N is less than K. Well, if K plus N, if you have a number, and we are told that when you add another number to it, the result is less than the number that you started out with. If we have a number, and we are told that we add another number to it, we are adding another number to it, and as a result, the result is less than before, that implies that number that you're adding, N, must be negative. That's all. N must be negative. For example, 5 plus some number, we are told, is less than 5. Well, the only way 5 plus another number can be less than 5 is if the number that you're adding here is negative. Negative 1 or negative 1 million, it doesn't matter. It can be 0 because then 5 would have been equal to 5. It's a negative. 5 minus 1 now is 4, which is less than 5. So N is negative. N is negative, which is another way of saying, that N is less than 0, which is answer choice E. Question number 6. Question number 6. You see, they go very fast. The first 6 questions should go very fast. The fun starts in this area. Fun begins in this area. And the gradient question, fun typically begins in this area, and sometimes even a little bit fun in this area. And of course, I'm being sarcastic when I say fun. What I meant to say is that they begin to become hellish. They begin to become hellish when you reach 6, 7, and 8. The first 5 should not give you too much trouble. Similarly here, the first 5 here should not give you too much trouble. It's when you get to the bottom 5, 14 through 18, especially the 16, 17, and 18, and the gradient questions, they're extremely difficult. Number 6. Number 6 is a level 3 question. Now, in case you're wondering, first of all, I don't know why you would be wondering, as I explained to you a lot of the times, This is day number 21. I expect you to watch these videos in sequence from day 1 through every single day. Don't skip a day. Do every single problem with me. I'm going to go through every single math questions and all of the 10 exams in this book. And if you do that, and if you follow my advice, and you should do every single problem with me, I am fairly certain that you will be in a hell of a lot of better shape as far as the math is concerned for the SAT than you would have been otherwise. That's the idea. Do you understand? But I cannot make any promises because I have no idea what you're going to put into it. As in life, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. Where was I? Before I broke into this philosophical babbling. Where was I? This is level number 3. As I explained to you before, I speak of the level of difficulty for these questions in terms of easy, medium and hard, but that is not how the ETS, the college board, the people who give you the exam, that's not how they speak of the difficulty level. They assign the difficulty level of each question on a scale of 1 to 5. They speak in terms of level 1 through level 5. The problem that we are about to do is classified as level 3, which is another way of saying medium. So as far as they're concerned, this is how they are arranged. Level 1, level 2, and then level 3, and then level 4, and level 5. These are difficult. Level 3 is medium. This is a level 3, which you will see that it's not actually that bad. It says a ramp is extended from a truck to the ground as shown in the picture above. If the ramp has a slope of 7/16. Well, what is the slope? The slope, as you know, is simply rise over the run, which tells you the change in y versus change in x. If you look at the picture, it tells you the picture looks like this. This is your y and this is x. There's nothing startling about that. That's what it is. That's what slope is. And this is how you measure slope. The slope here would be change in y over change in x. And they tell you what change in y is. Change in y, they tell you, the slope they tell you is 7/16. Which means this change in y must be 7, and this change in x here, this change in x from here to here, must be 16. And this change in y must be 7. The question simply is, what happens if y is 3.5? Well, if y is 3.5, where can I do it? I shouldn't have done all this thing here. Look, it's very straightforward, very simple. This is our slope, 7/16, which is the change in y over the change in x here. What they're telling us, what happens if y happens to be 3.5? Well, if y happens to be 3.5, which is half of 7, 3.5 is half of 7, then this has to be half also. The answer is 8. The change in x must be 8 because your numerator is half, so your denominator has to be half. That's all. That's it. We're done with this problem. I will do the next questions on the next page tomorrow. 7 and 8. Oh, jeez. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye now.